Hey guys, how's it going? So welcome to a brand new video, and today's video I'm going to be discussing about a topic which is called what is it that financial planner should know when it comes to shipping container leasing. Alright, so it's going to be an interesting video. Watch it till the end because there's a lot of golden nuggets that I'm going to be sharing in this video and a lot of valuable information which is actually going to be helping you guys to take the informed decision whenever you have to take them. Right, I'm going to see you guys right after a short little intro. So welcome back. Now, imagine you're a client sitting across a table. When I say sitting across a table, assume that you're a financial planner who's sitting across a table facing a certain client. Now, this particular client is someone who's extremely successful. They've built wealth, they own property, they have retirement accounts, they have stock market exposure, and then they ask an important question. And the question is there anything beyond stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and other traditional investments that I should actually understand? That's a question that most of the financial planners are hearing a lot these days, because investors are becoming extremely curious about alternative investments, real-world assets, and also operational business sectors. And one of those sectors is container leasing. And while many people may have heard about shipping container business, very few people actually understand how this whole industry operates or functions. Today we're going to discuss what financial planners, wealth advisors, and financially sophisticated individuals should know about container leasing and why this sector has attracted a lot of interest from investors around the world. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Kasim, and in this channel we discuss things related to shipping containers, online businesses, logistics, ownership, alternative assets, publishing businesses, and long-term wealth building ideas. Before we continue, I want to make one thing very clear. This video is intended for educational purposes only. Nothing being discussed in this video should be considered as financial or tax advice. Every investment carries risk, and all the viewers are advised to carry out their own due diligence. Now, let's dive in. Why is it that these days financial planners are paying a lot of attention to alternative investments? Now, traditionally, financial planning revolved around stocks, bonds, retirement accounts, mutual funds, ETFs, etc. Those do remain important, but over the last decade, investors have become increasingly more interested in diversifying their financial portfolio. Why? Because diversification is not just about owning different stocks. Many sophisticated investors think about diversification in terms of exposure to international business, exposure to international investments, which the common, let's say, which a layman or which would probably be beyond the comprehension levels of a layman. The kind of questions these sophisticated investors normally ask us is, what industries am I exposed to? What sectors generate economic activity? What assets are tied to real-world demand? This has led some investors to explore assets such as infrastructure, logistics, transportation, energy, leasing, and operational businesses. And that's where container leasing enters the conversation. Let's talk about the global role of shipping containers. One of the most overlooked assets when it comes to the global trade has been shipping containers. Yes, that's right. Think about almost every product around you: electronics, furniture, clothes that you wear, gadgets that you use, home appliances, certain foods that you consume, pretty much most of it has been transported, has traveled through oceans, has traveled through different countries and reached your doorstep so that you could consume and make use of these products. How do you think it has come to you? How do you think it has reached your doorstep? Obviously, with the help of shipping containers. So, an important question which many of these sophisticated investors ask us is there anything beyond stocks, bonds, and traditional investments that they should at least understand? That's a question more financial professionals are hearing today, because investors are increasingly becoming curious about alternative assets like containers, real-world industries, and operational business sectors. And one of the primary sectors currently is the container leasing sectors. And while many people may have heard about the shipping containers, very few people actually understand how the container leasing industry works or functions. Now let's talk about leasing. Many containers around the world are not actually owned by the companies that are using them. Interesting, right? Instead, these containers are frequently leased through different operational management companies. Why? Because leasing can provide a lot of flexibility. Companies often want access to assets without purchasing them directly or without purchasing and occupying those assets for themselves. As I was saying earlier, it just makes things more flexible for them. And this creates an ecosystem where the containers are deployed, utilized, repositioned, maintained, managed as business assets. Financial planners should understand that leasing containers is fundamentally connected to logistics activity and trade flows. It's an operational business model, not a financial product. Now let's talk about the questions a good financial planner may ask. A professional financial planner doesn't start by asking, what are the returns? They start by asking, how does the business operate? What drives the demand? What risks exist? What is the operational structure? How are the assets managed? What happens during economic slowdown? What experience does the management team have? Now, these are intelligent questions. Successful investing is not about chasing numbers. It's about understanding the systems. The more someone understands how an industry works, better positioned they are to evaluate the opportunities within that industry. Now, let's talk about the importance of cash flow thinking. One thing many experienced investors appreciate is the concept of cash flow, not just growth, cash flow, because cash flow often represents ongoing economic activity. Businesses generate revenue, assets generate utilization, operations generate movement. Many investors spend years focusing only on appreciation. Then eventually they begin paying more attention to income-producing systems. That psychological shift often happens when people become more experienced. And when that happens, they begin asking, how does this asset actually create value? Container leasing conversations often emerge from that exact line of thinking. Let's talk about risk management and due diligence. No industry is risk-free. Stocks, not real estate, not businesses, and not logistics. Every opportunity comes with risks. That is why due diligence is critical. A responsible financial planner evaluates management quality, operational capability, transparency, communication, industry fundamentals, and business structure. Sophisticated investors understand that protecting capital begins with understanding risk, and understanding risk begins with asking good questions. Now let's talk about the reason why some clients find container leasing interesting or fascinating concept indeed. Some investors are naturally curious about sectors connected to global trade, logistics, transportation, infrastructure, and operational assets. Why? Because these industries play a direct role in the movement of goods around the world. For some investors, learning about container leasing provides exposure to a sector they previously knew very little about, and often education is where every serious conversation begins. With excitement, not with hype, but with proper understanding. So, if you're interested in learning more about shipping containers, logistics businesses, alternative asset discussions, or container leasing ecosystems, you can visit our website and submit an inquiry by filling up a form there. Our team can help you answer how the whole system operates, answer questions, and determine whether further conversations make sense for your situation. We strongly believe in professionalism, transparency, and proper evaluation. The best financial planners understand something really important, which is the world is constantly evolving. New industries emerge, new opportunities develop, new sectors gain attention. And sometimes the greatest advantage comes from simply understanding the industries that most people overlook. Shipping containers may not be glamorous. They are one of the biggest foundations of global trade, and that alone makes them worth understanding. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, do not forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with someone who may benefit immensely, and stay tuned for more discussions on logistics, entrepreneurship, publishing businesses, and alternative assets. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, you guys take care. God bless.